Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Thanks so much for joining me today on my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. And today we have the Sunday New York Times puzzle from December 14th, 2025. The constructors are Zachary, Edward Brown, and John Kugelman. Will Schwartz is the editor. I know I've done a John Kugelman puzzle before. So Zachary, Edward Brown, maybe, I'm not sure. The title of the puzzle today is Change Locations. And I've done a couple puzzles where something clued something like that. Change locations ended up being sofa cushions. So maybe, I guess, might be places where you might find change, like sofa cushions or pants pockets in the laundry or something like that. I don't know. Let's find out what it is. We've got some grayed squares and some circles. I don't know. One across, Marvel superhero who can manipulate weather patterns. I think there's a storm, maybe one of the X-Men. One down, surveyed without. Scoped out would fit with storm as the name of the superhero. I think that's right. 17 across, irritate, to chafe. 21 across, false alarm, announcement. And this is where we'll have some shenanigans related to the theme, which was change locations. 24 across, sensible, don't know. 28 across, pollution fighting organization, Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. 34 across, major coin producer. Don't know that. Early track star Jim, 2 down, Jim Thorpe. I remember reading about him in school. 3 down, resident of Honolulu, for example. Honolulu is on Oahu, right? So an Oahuan would be one native to the island of Oahu. Touchless payment technology, I think it's RFID. 5 down, internet blank, internet meme, fits with those letters. Okay, false alarm announcement. Oh, I'm mistaken. And then we have the gray squares giving us OHI, and we have an M in the circle. I don't know what that means. 6 across is something fun to take out for a spin. A top. A spinning toy would be fun to spin. 18 across is recaps. Nope. 21 across, false alarm announcement. Sensible. Let's try prudent for that. 22 down, addresses angrily. Snarls at. Maybe. Cheat on in a way for 6 down. Not sure. 7 down. Surgery sites in brief could be operating rooms or in brief ORs. 8 down, video game character with an endless appetite. Don't know that. I'm thinking of Hungry Hungry Hippos, but I don't think that fits. 19 down, area inside the free throw line in basketball slang. I think that is in the paint, is how they refer to that. 9 across, Shaquille O'Neal's alma mater for short. I don't know where he went to school. 18 across, recaps. No. Oh, I'm mistaken for the false alarm announcement. I'm still not sure what the gray squares in the circle are doing. Cheat on in a way. No, 9 down, be in a chat room, but not chat. I think that's called lurking. So I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken about that answer. 10 down, soldiers with long arms. Arms probably means weapons here. Spearmen would have long weapons, spears. Shaquille maybe went to LSU. Alternative to the euro, in brief. The US dollar. USD. Oh, the paint. Recaps are wrap-ups. Yeah. If you're a two-timer, you're cheating in a way. Okay, I think this is, oh, I'm so scared. It is a sarcastic, it's an announcement or a sarcastic announcement of being alarmed. Oh, I'm so scared. So that is, you're announcing that you're alarmed, but you're doing it in a false way. I think that works. But still, the squares and circle remain unexplained. ORs. Pac-Man has an endless appetite. Yep. 25 across. TV host Brzezinski is Mika Brzezinski. Game of Thrones actor Gillen. Don't know that. 22 down is addresses angrily. Let's try snarls at. And 29 across could be Aiden or something. 30 down, Australia's largest carnivorous mammal. Might be the dingo ate your baby. Major coin producer, let's try the Denver Mint, where many U.S. coins are minted. All right, let's move to this corner. 12 across, parts of a hand. Cards could be part of a hand in a poker game. 20 across, Paul, whose house is one of the 16 historic sites of Boston's Freedom Trail. Probably Paul Revere. He was in the Boston area. Jedi in training. Have to think for a second about that. I think it's Padawan, if I remember. From the films, 26 across, number one choice in slang. A1 might fit. Let's check that. Relinquishes to cede. 20 down, Gaspard de la Nuit, composer. Don't know. Ravel. So maybe Fave. Fave for the number one choice. Ravel is a French composer. Variety of violet. I don't know what it is. Pansy, maybe. That's a kind of violet, I think. You smiled at me so sweetly. Since then, one thought occurred, that we fell in love completely. The day that I bought you violets for your furs. So violets, let's go in pansy for violet. 27 across, no ifs, ands, or buts. 33 across, render blank Caesar, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar, and unto God that which is God's, quotes from Jesus. 31 across, river that borders the Black Forest, Rhine, and I think we'll spell it the English way, because we have an N and A at the end already. 37 across, Viking 1 or 2, I think those are Mars landers, or, yeah, singular. Sensors for 16 down, parts of many robots, and robot sumo, not familiar with that sport. Opposite of volunteer would be a draftee. 41 across, they turn red litmus paper blue. Litmus paper test for acid, right? So the opposite of an acid is a base. So bases would turn the red paper blue, I think. 33 down, dissimilar, unalike. 46 across, hair-raising stuff could be gel to raise your hair into a spiky shape. 40 across is nickname for Mark's unsevered best friend in Severance. That was a good show. I don't remember his best friend's name. Seemed like he hung out with his sister. I don't remember. 39 across, astronaut Ochoa, the first Hispanic woman in space. Helen might fit. Part of a legendary boast. Okay, that's Veni Vidi Vici. Caesar's boast. I came, I saw, I conquered. So this could be Ellen. It's going to end in an I. This could be a D or an N or a C, unless this is an I and this could be a C. I'm sorry. It could be an N or a D. Veni. Oh, it has to be Veni. If it's an E, then it's going to have to be Veni. But 42 across. That'll resolve it for us. First chimpanzee to orbit Earth. I think there was an Enos chimpanzee. Okay, I think that's right. Veni Vidi Vici. 3 different letters in that space. I was thinking 2 of them were the same. Skips all the ceremony. You elope to skip the wedding ceremony. Let's move back over here. 40 across, nickname for Mark's unsevered best friend. I don't know why I can't think of that character. Football blocker. Don't know. 44 down, ballpark figure. Could be an estimate, a guess, or a figure from a ballpark. Kind of tea, don't know. 40 down, what might be made while clasping one's hand? A plea? There was a peaty. I just can't think of a character. Word used 10 times in Roger Ebert's review of North, 1994. Maybe he hated it. Hated it. Urban safety hazard, a fire trap. Football blocker, football and soccer here could be the goal net. Let's try fire trap for a safety hazard in an urban area. Marching band tempo setters could be the drum majors or the drum line. Drum lines fits. 47 across is remodel and resell some real estate. Don't know. And as I'm looking at some of the things we've filled in before, we've got names of states here. We've got Ohio, Vermont, Maryland, and Maine. But one of the letters is replaced by a circle that has a different letter in it. They'll probably spell something when we get to the end. Okay, we'll keep going. This is probably Idaho. I-P-A-H-O. To flip a house is to remodel and resell it. Yes, 44 down, ballpark figure. Still don't know. Kind of tea. Assam is a tea-producing region of India. 56 across, ruler before 1917, probably the Tsar. A number that you might see at a ballpark could be the number of outs in the plate appearance. 62 across, Simpsons character who becomes obsessed with crossword puzzle. Lisa, she probably did that. Adele song with the lyric, I must have called 1,000 times. I think there's a song that's called Hello that she sang. And 55 across, season to enjoy une glace. This is a typo on my part. This is une glace is an ice cream in France. You might enjoy that during the summer, which is été, and I meant to type snarls at instead of snarls are for 22 down. So that was a good catch there. 54 across, who said it's hard to be humble when you're as great as I am? I think that's Muhammad Ali. 54 down, swear, could be a vow or a ver. A vow probably. 47 down, Shylock's security. Shylock from The Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare play where he wanted a pound of flesh. 42 down, Engineer Gray, who arguably invented the telephone and battled Alexander Graham Bell over it in court for years. Not familiar with that story. Clothing for SWAT team, 60 across, that could be tactical vests. Plant watcher, for short, is OSHA. They watch or they monitor industrial plants. If I can type it correctly, OSHA, there we go. Let's try a vow for swear. Swear makes me think it's probably vow, a vow instead of a ver. But those two words are common misdirections for each other when solving crosswords. You should always get the crossing letters to confirm. 74 across, hilarious. What a hoot. Maybe. Does that give us a state here? Yeah, Utah. If we swap out that A for a U. Elisha Gray sounds like a plausible name for the rival of Alexander Graham Bell. Utah, 68 down. Reluctant to ask out one's crush, say. Maybe you're shy. Camera type is a single lens reflex camera, SLR. I had to look up SLR and find out what it stood for. It shows up quite a bit in the puzzle. 69 across, site of some Santa sightings. You might see Santa at the mall around Christmas time. Parking space for an Airstream. Airstream is a recreational vehicle, so it might be in an RV lot. 65 down, Amy Winehouse, for example. Maybe she has an alto voice, I'm going to guess. Puff piece could be a vape. Non-premium option in a rideshare app. So Uber, I think, is UberX, just like the generic one. Blackish error, I think that's ABC. And GMC for Sierra Automaker, that fits for 46 down. 51 down is gaming mogul Gabe. Don't know. 52 down, Ernst Stavro Blofeld to James Bond. He was the enemy. He's the one who was sitting in the chair with the cat, I think. So he's kind of the model for Dr. Evil. 59 across, it's a numbers game. Keno. 53 down, put into piles. So it could be to sort something. 66 across, like the number of Oscars vis-a-vis the number of Emmys. Maybe there are fewer Oscars. Did not know that. Don't know this gaming mogul, Gabe. 9/11 responder is an EMT. 77 across, I mean, kind of. It looks like Texas will be the state here. Or maybe not. I mean, kind of. Is it like technically? Longtime record label of Elvis Presley. RCA is a record label. 66 down. Thumbprint alternative on iPhones. Could be a face scan or a what? 79 down. Tortilla de patatas, por ejemplo. Spanish language clue. A pie of potatoes. I think these are Spanish words. Tortilla is like what you wrap your taco in, but in Spain it is like an omelet. And papas is the word that I learned for potatoes in Argentina, but it might be patata in Spain. So I think it's like some kind of potato-based quiche like that, but I don't know what it is. Por ejemplo. Gaming Global Gabe. Beat poet Blank Cassidy. 88 across, indication of bad service. No. Maybe you if you left no tip, you are indicating you received bad service. Tapa. You might get tortilla de batata in a tapas bar. Tortilla de patatas, por ejemplo, I guess. Okay, not exactly for, I mean, kind of. Yeah, okay. Did I think of that? I'm going to guess Gabe Newell. Just a name that fits there. Face ID, is that what they call the face scan? Then Neil Cassidy could fit. Cafeterias are cantinas, like the Star Wars cantina. We got a song, yeah. Oh, I did sing a snippet from Violets for Your Furs, so yeah, that works. 81 across, these signs in logic. I don't know what they're called. 80 across, don't give up, try. See if we can get one more song before the end. 75 down, like many indie films. Independent films are typically arty. Like some milk, idiomatically. Don't cry over spilt milk as an idiom. Did some school reporting. Tattled, you reported on someone, you informed on someone in school. Much obliged. Don't know, 97 across, bundled up. Clad, might fit. Starship's medical facility. Don't know. Ren Fair prop, akin to a halberd. A halberd is a long spear-like weapon that a spearman might carry. I think a pole axe would be the same type of thing. Much obliged. I owe you one. And that gives us Iowa as the state. Are we spelling it? Yeah, we can spell it out correctly. Artie, sign me up. I want in. Doll that comes in multiple body types, skin tones, eye colors, and hair colors, maybe. Ken does that. Starship's medical facility is probably sick bay, where Dr. McCoy hung out. 108 across, enjoying a soak bathing. 112 across, fundamental rules of math. Let's try axioms for that. And Fiddler on the Roof, matchmaker is Yenta. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. So we get one more song. Like Hell for 109 down. That is hot. Wordless entertainment is mime. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Fell for this before. Yenta is spelled with an E. That's the name of the character. And I guess Yenta is a word for it. kind of a woman who fills that role, kind of implying kind of busybody or up in your business. I think I usually see it as an A when it's used that way, but I guess it could also be spelled with an E. Drink also known as honey wine. Honey wine, a wine made with honey, is mead. Commences, opens for 91 down. 87 down, hair care item associated with black culture, a do-rag. Can you spell do-rag with a U? I would think it would be with an O. You protects your hair do. Exceptionally hard timber. I like ironwood for that. Then 98 across. Articles are written in this. They're written in prose as opposed to poetry. Many characters in the 2007 comedy Superbad. That's a teen comedy. So let's try teens there. The characters were teens. What do these signs mean in logic? Don't know. Blank on the past. Dwell on the past. Okay, so I'm going to say do-rag with a U there. I think that might be a variant spelling. 82 down, where high schoolers work on their numbers. In Glee Club, they work on their numbers that they're going to sing. Maybe these are negators in logic, that dash and the tilde sign. Particular could be anal retentive or anal for short. Alto, he had a Billboard Hot #1 hit with Rubber Ducky. That's Ernie, as in Bert and Ernie. Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make bath time oh so fun. Rubber Ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Get another song in. Okay, nice. I think 103 across. Frosty is cold. 110 down. Play a part or part of a play. You act in a play, and act is part of a play. Letters for an unscheduled event. That's TBA or TBD, to be announced or to be determined. 104 down. Other to Octavio. Okay. Octavio, I guess that's a Spanish speaker. So otro or otra would be for a feminine object. So we got two possible letters for TBA, TBD, and two possible letters for other. Could be otro or otra, but the only one that fits both of those sets is the A. So let's put that in. 92 down, rough drafts. Note 92 across. Cross the international date line from east to west, or west to east, depending on how you look at it. Don't know. 99 across. Brand name for naproxen. Don't know what that is. I hope this is our revealer, because I need something to explain what's going on with the shaded squares. It is our revealer. 1980 horror film starring William Hurt, or What the Shaded Squares Contain. Altered States, I think, is the film in question here. So we're taking state names, we are altering them. We've got MISPLACED, misplaced is what that spells. So lost change. The coins are misplaced, and they are altering the names of the states in the puzzle. I think that's what's going on. 92 down is rough drafts. Don't know. 93 down, interview guest, whom Ali G calls my man Buzz Lightyear here. Did he interview Buzz Aldrin and call him Buzz Lightyear? That's funny. 11 down, part of New Year's Eve, NYE, I think is New Year's Eve. Like YouTube offerings on demand, or no, don't know. 94 down, like lowercase i's and g's, they are dotted. 95 down, sci-fi sequel of 1986. No. 96 down, like soft rolls. No. So, gained a day. No. I think I'm misunderstanding this one. Does it end in a day? I think it was like gained a day, lost a day. 95 down. That's a sci-fi sequel. 100 across. Blank Miss is Ole Miss, the university. Subject of Newton's first law. Objects in motion tend to remain in motion. Inertia is what that is. Okay, canteens instead of cantinas. I guess I've got Spanish on the brain from the Spanish clues we've done. Let's try inertia the subject of Newton's first law, then we can put in gained a day for what you did when you crossed the international date line, and the state here is Nevada. D is replacing V. Brand name for naproxen, still don't know that. Rough drafts. Draft of wind could be gale. Loopy writing is cursive. YouTube offerings are on video, like this one that you're watching, hopefully. Prefix with natal is neo, neonatal, yep. Brief announcements from a pilot. Okay, this is another AD, but the pilot would probably be telling you the estimated time of arrival at your destination. 107 down, blank a la bolognese. A slow cooked sauce is a ragu a la bolognese, where the spaghetti sauce brand gets its name from. Aliens is a sci-fi sequel from the 80s. Star pitcher, one who pitches a star for a roller, is an agent. Like soft rolls, they are yeasty and sudsy, like a bubble bath. And Y will finish the puzzle. All right, that's the Sunday puzzle. 25 minutes for Sunday puzzle, in line with my usual time. I needed the revealer to tell us what was going on with the states. I picked up that they were state names. I picked up that there was a change. And I guess I could have figured out that the circles were probably representing the lost change that was referred to in the title. But I wouldn't have picked up that they were altering the states. These are altered states. All right, not a bad puzzle. That was fun. And some difficult things. Pole axe, sick bay. What else did I have? Do-rag. I'll accept that as a variant spelling. I think I've also seen it in other crosswords spelled D-O-R-A-G or D-O-O-R-A-G, or even there was one where we had to have hyphens in some of them, and it was D-O-R-A-G. All right. These are, we get Vermont instead of Vermont. Mars land instead of Maryland. Yeah. All right. That was a good one. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Please come back for more puzzles and games, and I'll see you next time.